So HP got in touch and asked if I wanted to try out one of their new desktop gaming PCs. I thought, sure, send it over. It's probably not going to be that exciting. It's probably just another average mid-tower PC thing. And then this turned up at my door. This is the OMEN X by HP, the hugely impressive, if slightly intimidating, diamond-shaped desktop PC. Make no mistake, this is an absolute beast, both in terms of performance and presence. In any room, on any desk, this will draw your attention with its slick black minimalistic design and vibrant customizable Rgb lighting. Open up the OMEN control software and you can adjust the lighting and color patterns to match your setup, or even make the lights react to your system's temperature or the music you're playing. It really is pretty cool, though I think I'll be sticking with the default, slightly evil looking red. But as good as this thing looks, at the end of the day it's all about performance, so what kind of specs are we talking about? Well, the OMEN X can be configured to suit your needs. You can even buy it as a bare bones rig just to get the awesome case, but the spec I have here includes a top-end NVIDIA GTX 1080 graphics card, water-cooled i7 6700K quad-core processor, 16GB of RAM, as well as a 256GB M2 SSD alongside a massive 2TB hard drive. So this rig is ideally suited to 1440p, 4K and of course VR gaming. But before we jump into benchmarks and games, let's take a look inside. The system itself is built on a micro ATX motherboard, but don't let its compact size fool you into thinking this can't be upgraded even further. There's 2 spare memory module slots so you can double the RAM, there's 4 easy access hard drive bays to expand your storage, and there's also room for another full-sized graphics card if you want the ultimate 4K SLI or Crossfire gaming system. Overclocking the device won't automatically invalidate the warranty, which is great, but if the OMEN X develops an issue as a direct result of the overclocking, then the warranty won't stand, which is fair enough. So HP designed the OMEN X with high-end gaming in mind, so obviously keeping everything cool is really important, and that's why they came up with what they're calling a tri-chamber design. So the graphics card, power supply and hard drives have their own distinct chambers, which optimizes the PC's thermal management. Basically, your heat from your PSU isn't transferring to your GPU, which means there's no throttling and fan noise can be kept to a minimum. In my tests, the GPU's fan speed never went above 54%, and yet even under heavy load, playing Battlefield 1 at 4K, the graphics card never exceeded 82 degrees Celsius. Not bad at all. Now as for ports and connections, well, you get 8 USB 3s, 2 of the latest USB Type-C, an SD card reader, optical audio out, RJ45 Ethernet, separate headphone and mic ports, and a whole bunch of video connectors including DVI, HDMI and DisplayPort. You also get Bluetooth 4.2 and the latest 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. So that's all well and good, but the big question is, how well does this perform in games? In the GTA 5 benchmark at 4K with very high settings, the OMEN X achieved an average of 64 frames per second. Now I reckon for a smooth playable frame rate, you're looking for around 60 FPS, and obviously playing at 4K resolution has a big impact on your frame rate. But if, like me, you prefer gaming at 1440p, or perhaps you have a high refresh rate monitor, the good news is if you do drop the resolution down from 4K to 2560 by 1440, the average frame rate jumps to a whopping 107 FPS. Not too shabby. Now moving on from GTA 5 to Hitman, which is a bit of a system hog, the OMEN X handled itself well, achieving an average of 50 FPS at 4K with high settings. And if you do tweak the settings just a little bit, 60 FPS is easily achievable. Or again, if you're a 1440p gamer, you're looking at a much smoother average of 89 frames per second. In Gears of War 4, which I still actually haven't got around to playing, in the benchmark at 4K, the OMEN X scored an average of 56 FPS with high settings. So again, like Hitman, if you do tweak the settings just a little bit, you'll definitely hit 60 at 4K. But at 1440p, the frame rate jumped to 108, so you can whack the graphics to max and still have a seriously smooth frame rate. And finally in Battlefield 1, while it doesn't have a dedicated benchmark, I played a couple of games online, and with very high settings at 4K, the OMEN X averaged 58 FPS, which is very good for such a great looking game. Once again though, playing at 1440p, you're looking at breaking triple digits with 101 FPS average. So gaming at 4K is a bit of a challenge for any desktop PC right now, but the power of the GTX 1080 and the i7 6700K processor means the OMEN X still performs well. For me though, I think 1440p is still that gaming sweet spot right now, and with some games exceeding 100 FPS, you can even take advantage of higher refresh rate monitors. And of course down the line, you can always upgrade the graphics card or add a second one if you're keen to play the latest games maxed out at 4K. So I think HP have definitely proved they're getting serious about gaming with the OMEN X. I've had a great time using this over the last couple of weeks, and I would like to thank HP for sending it over, letting me have a play with it, and also sponsoring this video, although I wish I didn't have to send it back. So if you're a serious gamer and looking to buy a new gaming desktop, while it certainly isn't cheap and it is pretty damn big, it's got great performance, expandability, and I love the customizable lighting. Essentially, the OMEN X is a statement of pure gaming awesomeness. So let me know what you make of the OMEN X in the comments below, and if you want to find out more or even buy one of these, you can find links in the description. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you did like the video, please give me a thumbs up and click that big subscribe button right there if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chat.